Soheil.
Good morning.
Good morning. Congratulations on your Digi Award last night.
Thank you very much.
Very, very well deserved, and it's an absolute pleasure and honor to have this conversation with you.
Likewise.
Brookfield, one of the giants in our industry, and help us understand just kind of like the reach and scope of the organization.
So, real estate at Brookfield is just north of $270 billion under management, 25,000 plus operating employees, and 500 million plus of assets under management, square feet.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Just like the pace and velocity of change in an organization like that, it's kind of sleepy, right?
Yeah. It's never a dull moment.
So a lot has changed. Things have changed for you as well.
Yep.
Right? You've been doing this for a long time. Describe to us what is kind of like your current role and the scope of what it is that you're in charge of now.
So when you talk about change, to just give a little bit of background on it, I joined Brookfield 15 years ago. In real estate, we were primarily a commercial office business. And today, we are in every single asset class. I grew up in the office business, and as we continue to grow, and a lot of it was through portfolio acquisitions, we saw a need that we should not be very fragmented and look at things in a siloed manner across our business. My role now is to look across all our asset classes and basically see where we could leverage our scale, what common technologies do we have, and then have a unified data strategy on top of that.
And that sounds really straightforward and simple, right? I mean, who doesn't want to break down silos? Who doesn't want to gain efficiencies and effectiveness? But how is it that you achieve that?
It's through trust. At the end of the day, it's a people business, and you have to earn trust. You can't force things to people. It took me a long time to get to this position where, we could bring our businesses together. Again, not a top-down approach at Brookfield. We're very much, you buy in. We don't force anything, and we're at a place that we've earned a lot of trust within our various sectors, and we work together on these things. It's not simple. That sounds like a great idea and so on, but that is not always an easy thing to do. Maybe just a little bit of how do you achieve that, and what are some of the obstacles you've overcome to make that a reality, especially at an organization like Brookfield? I would say a lot of it is pulling up chairs for people in our organization and giving them an opportunity to actually be heard. It's not about me, it's about the teams that we have, and when you have that buy-in from people, great things happen. When you give them space to do, achieve great things, it's amazing what we could do.
So hearing more of a creating followership than necessarily leadership, right? Like you're allowing people to kind of flourish and grow. How do you find those people? How do you find those voices?
You have to listen. When I think about followership, to me it's about every day I show up to the office, it's bring excitement. When you're excited about the mission and what we're doing, people get excited. That becomes contagious, and you just have to give people space. I genuinely believe that. One of the things I find is people get in their own way, and when you give space to people and you give them the tools and the support they need, you just need to step back and watch them do amazing things, that kind of creates that followership.
And the title of this little chat here is that when waters rise, all boats rise, and that has truly been what's happened for you.
It has. It's been humbling, to be honest with you. I have a great team. They've always been supportive, and as I've grown through the organization, they've also been lifted and grown, and that's given them an opportunity, to be the next leaders. And I think that's been pretty amazing.
That's great. Let's talk a little bit about what's next. right? So what is it that you're seeing that's next? And again, kind of addressing the solution providers and service providers that you leverage in this industry. What do you want them to be thinking about?
Look, for us, when I think about what's next, and this is something we always talk about Brookfield, is the Brookfield economy. And we're not just in real estate, we're in many different businesses, infrastructure, renewable, and for us is the ability to be able to see what happens across all these businesses. So it's no longer about data strategies of big warehouses and things like that. It's, you know, agile technologies we could deploy that could give us that visibility across our businesses. And, you know, I have to say this because we're at this conference, AI is a big part of this now, and how do we build something on top of what we have? Again, I think the days of clunky big warehouses that are slow moving are gone.
So those technologies are gone. That thinking is also gone, which means that the people need new skills and need new ways of learning and evolving. How do you make sure that that happens?
One, it's conferences like this. You know, you have to be curious, you have to talk to your peers, you have to be in the industry. And the interesting thing is it's not about technology anymore. When you think about AI, it's actually what we're finding is people that are study language are some of the best people that have AI thinking. It's no longer a technical skill. And I don't have an answer of how you find those people. It's actually been a challenge. We're constantly thinking about it.
You know, I came into this industry as I'm a linguist. I was way ahead of my time 20 years ago. So finding that to be very true. What do you want to see here next year? I mean, we have literally gone from thinking about AI, like ideating about it, to little bit of putting some structure around it, to I feel like this year starting to see some tangible, I'm going to call them proof of value, right? Like, what do you want to see here next year?
Look, you're absolutely right. Last year we talked about, you know, what is this AI? We need to react to it and all of that. This year, you know, going to a lot of panels, listening to Yardi, MRI, Cherre, Argus, all of them, they're deploying AI in their platforms. I think next year we're going to see much more tangible use cases. You know, everybody's playing with the technology right now, but I think next year, what I'm looking forward to see is more tangible use cases that have been deployed.
So let's end on a personal note. What are you reading? What are you learning? What are you excited about? And how is it that you continue to enrich yourself?
So I'm reading How to Tell a Story, which you gave me the book, which I think is a skill everybody needs to have. Surrounding myself, you know, one of the things I always think about is you need to surround yourself by driven and smart people. I know that sounds cliche, but when you surround yourself by driven people, they push you. You know, you learn from them. They excite you, and it's just talking to our peers. You know, coming to a conference like this. That's how you continue to learn.
When we had the Real Talk session earlier this morning, I think Cecilia was asking folks about what is the advice that they would give everyone. And we had the PACE students up on stage, and just amazing to see how articulate they are and how interested they are. And it actually made me feel really energized about we're not a sleepy old industry. Like, we kind of became cool again.
There was attitude.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, but what advice would you give
to those students?
Yeah, exactly. To the next generation coming up.
Be curious, but it's not about your technical skills anymore. Like I said, I find people that have studied languages or the arts are just doing some amazing things. Because if you think about AI, it's about creativity. Right? It's no longer these prompts that are like you're talking to a computer. One of the things somebody told me is you need to learn not to talk to AI like it's a computer, and you get the best prompts that way. And I think for students is, you know, focus on those soft skills. It goes a long way, which they all had they were amazing.
Amazing. So it's really what I'm hearing is just kind of like engage both your left and right brain together.
Absolutely.
Which is what really makes us human.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much.
Amazing.
All right.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you.